Welcome back to another Minecraft plugin development tutorial. Today I will be showing you how to send emails and how to hook your Minecraft plugin with your email auto responder. I'm going to be giving you free and paid solutions, and all the source code will be available below after you have completed this entire video, because it's only going to take me maybe 10, 20, I hope not more than 30 minutes to explain, even though some of these concepts are deep and very advanced. This thing can boost your network, can 10x your network. If you have some way to speak and engage your players outside when they're not playing, you are tapping into a new dimension. And you know, I just don't understand why so many startups, so many starting networks don't do this, because this is honestly one of the easiest way to engage your players. Email, you don't have to have the biggest difference between growing on email and growing on, socials is that if you have 1,000 players on email, you have a very powerful email list. If you have 1,000 followers, nobody even knows who you are, right? Like the numbers, the engagement is just fundamentally different. If you get 1,000 views on TikTok, nobody even watches your videos. It's just incompatible. So here we have Minecraft, and basically what I'm going to show you is how to send HTML, very good looking emails directly from the game. I should now receive an email. There we go. It says welcome to Mine Academy, and it looks very legit. It's from my name and my registered email address at that provider, and as you can see, it is fully customizable. The other thing is we can actually add people. Let's say I'm just going to be adding, say, Banana and then Banana Joe, and we can add people to our auto responder. So this is the old page. Let me reload that to see that excuse me, this person has been added. Yep, there we go. It says Banana Joe. Okay, there's a small mistake, but we can fix that. And the email has been added, and there's even a special tag which you can connect with automation, so that when for example, this is my project orient trial automation, when the tag is being added, so when somebody comes with a tag added through command, you can automatically send them emails and hook them with your email automation. This solution is not free, however, I would say it's pretty affordable, and at the end I'll also discuss a couple of free options for email automation too. So how do you actually send emails from Minecraft? Well, it is very simple. All you have to do is connect to an endpoint and just send them through an SMTP server. And if that sounds too advanced, don't worry, because there is a website who creates that SMTP server and lets you use their Java library to send HTML or simple text emails for free. It's called SendGrid. They literally give you the option to send up to 100 emails per day. So all I ask you to do is you can start for free, open an account, go through the sign up procedure, and then once you're done, I believe that you can see the Java integration on the SendGrid user interface, but if you can't, just Google SendGrid Java and click the docs.sendgrid link. There we go. So here you can see prerequisites. So, you should have the account, and you should just create the API key in the menu. And then let me just scroll down, installing Java. Yeah, we already have that. Initializing your project, Maven, that's right. So what we can do, we can just copy this thing, implementation, and place it into our pom.xml file. If you don't know what that is, please watch the first and the second video in this series, as well as the video that has libraries in it. If you just search for libraries, you'll find it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open up the POM file, and then at the very bottom, I essentially just have to duplicate another dependency and then just edit the things inside. Now, I've noticed that the version right here is a little bit outdated, but I did find that they have the repository on the main Maven Central, and we can see that the latest version is actually 4.10, so I can just copy that instead, paste it right here, and then hit the magic Maven Reload Changes button, and you should be good to go. Now, we also have to do the same for the plugin.yml and place the same in the libraries right here. There we go. The structure here looks like that, and the structure here looks like this one, except that the scope, we can set it to provided because this is hosted on the main central repository that is supported by Spigot and Paper, so that we can download this library when the plugin starts directly to the server without having to compile it with your jar. Great, let's go and let's test it, right? So I've made a command right here. I'm going to save you a whole bunch of time because I do have a video on how to create commands. Just a quick note, always make sure to register your command in the onEnable main plugin class like this, as well as your plugin.yml file like this one. So this command basically requires me to place, to type in at least /command and then send or add. So this example, we're going to be starting with sending of emails. So what I simply do, I simply get the player, I verify that this is not a console, and I simply get the first argument. And if I type in /email send, then this entire code fires, and don't worry, I'll explain everything line by line. So first of all, I wanted to make it very easy for you guys, such that you can paste your email in the email folder inside your plugin. So this is my plugin, this is the email folder that I've created, and inside here I have a welcome email. And this is very easy to create. You can either type it by yourself, or you can just Google free HTML email builder, and I came across with this stripo.email webpage. I literally built this within just a couple of minutes, and then I hit export, and then the file, and then I hit HTML, and I just paste this entire thing in here. And as you can see that I use variables right here, and I'll show you how to parse them. It is very, very simple. So basically what we have to do is the name of the file. Then we have to simply locate the file inside our data folder. That is the plugin folder, Cow Canoon. And then there is the email folder. And then inside there is supposed to be the name of the email.html. So this is how we locate the file. Now, what if I type something that doesn't exist? Say I have a typo right here. It says no such email. This is exactly what's going on here, no such email. And then we simply want to open up the email folder and then list the files. And then we're going to simply list every file ending with HTML and then simply say which emails are stored in the plugin folder. I don't have to really do this, but I just wanted to give you guys extra value and really show you how to make user-friendly plugins and how to operate with files if you needed to rehearse that knowledge. Great. And then I can just say sending email because this is going to take a while. And then actually, you know what? Actually, this entire block needs to be placed as a new bukkit runnable. That's right. Inside the run body, because this one actually needs to be run asynchronously, because when we're opening a new sending request, this is going to, lag the server a little bit, so we need to run it off of the main thread. So this is one change that I'm going to make. And then basically how the API operates, so we can just have a quick look at the official documentation. And to be honest, I just copied this entire thing over and I just customized this. So you'll find a lot of these basic things: email, subject, content, mail on the documentation, right? Email is from, then make sure this has to equal the verified sender on SendGrid, which is my email. Subject line, I mean, you can maybe just edit the file, or maybe you can have like subject lines somewhere, or you just get creative how to load custom subject lines. This is just a quick demo on how to do this. I hard-coded it. And then the to is obviously the email that you want to send it to. So I'm just sending to my own hello@mineacademy.org address. And then we can actually use this trick to load the content. So in Java, there's a class called files. You can call read all lines, convert a file to a path, and then open it for reading using the standard UTF-8 encoding, which also supports emojis, and it's really cool. So then we can simply join all the lines, because this is going to return a list, right? Every single line right here is going to be joined. So line 1, 2, 3 by this special letter. Great. And then we can simply find and replace all the first name occurrences with the current player's name. And then we have to make a new content. This is again class from SendGrid. The email class is also from SendGrid, by the way. So just make a new content right here, and the text /HTML needs to be HTML for HTML emails. I think you can also do text. It's actually right here. So new content, text plain. And if you do this, instead of putting the HTML, you can actually something like this. So you'll see that you can directly type this, which is pretty cool because maybe you can use books in Minecraft to send plain text email. Anyways, this is not how to send plain text. I'm going to show you how to send very nice, beautiful looking formatted using HTML. So this is how to do it. And then we need to create a new mail object that takes in the from, subject, to, and content. And then we have to create a new API class. I mean, you can possibly just put this field outside of this anonymous class because we don't have to initialize it every time, but you know, this is just a quick demo. And then here you simply place the key. I store the key in a separate email class, and I hopefully don't forget to delete it after this video. And then you have to create a new request, again using the com.sendGrid class. Careful with this because there is another class by the same name from a different package. Now, this one should be pretty straightforward. You can just copy this from the docs and then call the API SendGrid. This one is called SS. I just don't like the name. I think it's too short. It sounds too German. And the response right here is whatever we're gonna get. So if the status code is 202, and this is something that is not on the docs, but you know, I figured it out, that means that the email was sent successfully. However, if it wasn't, you can simply return the body, which typically means the error message, and you can verify, and you can notify the player. And of course, you need to catch the entire thing in a try and catch block. Okay, so that is supposed to be working. Great, that's the first thing. Now, how to actually add your emails in a database? Well, you know, if you completely want to go for free, you can just collect emails, make sure to ask for consent, and you know, study the difference between transactional emails and marketing emails before you get into any legal trouble, and don't send spam emails like I did. I'm guilty of that mistake, so that's what I'm telling you. So you either just collect emails when players register in your game and you place them in your own database, and then you can send, you know, campaigns using SendGrid or any other free provider, or you can store your emails in a CMR, which simply holds a customer list. And one of the best providers that I can recommend is called ActiveCampaign. Let me actually pull this up. ActiveCampaign starts at $29 a month, but they ask you for monthly billing. If you pay monthly, it's $40 a month. So I understand that this is a little bit too pricey, at least for, you know, if you are just starting out your network. And I believe that MailChimp is completely for free if you have only 500 people or less. And then if you have, say, 1,500, it's only $26 a month. So it is considerably cheaper. However, I was not as happy as with ActiveCampaign. I honestly just recommend to use ActiveCampaign. Maybe you can even reach out to them and ask for, say, 3 months, you know, 50% off. As far as I know, they would offer it too if you reach out personally. I'm just going to show this through ActiveCampaign because their interface is extremely simple. However, if you decide to go with a completely free option, MailChimp, then they do have an API. The same principles apply. Just Google their API and just like edit the calls a little bit. If you get stuck, maybe you can ask their support, or ask ChatGPT, or ask below in the comment section, or simply look at their docs and just customize the request. The principles in this video are universally applicable no matter what provider you decide to use. So what I decided to do, I wanted to implement this method for you guys, because this is not exactly having to do with like email marketing. This has to do with like opening post requests to any website. I've already had a method like this when it came to anti-piracy video, and I also want to save you a bunch of time. You can find the source code. If you go down, you click the blog post link, and inside my blog post I link you with the source code to this. So here we have it. I created the add contact method, taking in the email, first name, last name tags, which is a feature of ActiveCampaign, and then a list ID simply categorizes your contacts in different groups. API action is going to be contact add. And by the way, I posted a link to the specific example from which I learned and I forged this request in Java. So if you are familiar with PHP a little bit. They actually provide you a full code right here, which you can just use on your website. But if you want to use this inside Minecraft live, then just use this example in Java. So that's one thing. Then the actual post request is going to contain a bunch of arguments. I'm not going to spend so much time trying to explain them because they are explained in the API example right here, if you look at the comments right here. And then I guess this is just basic Java knowledge. We're just going to construct the query string. So the ActiveCampaign URL is going to look like, for example, ActiveCampaign API example, and then these here are called query strings. So you can see that I'm using a helper method called encode parameters from these two hash maps, and the helper method is right here. So basically this is going to just join API action just like that equals to contact add, and then it's going to add where is that, this special character, I don't know the name in English to be honest, and then it's going to simply append it like this. Another thing, API output equals to JSON. So this is simply going to construct a string from this hash map as well as from this hash map, because we need to post that into their API. And it's going to use the ActiveCampaign API URL, which again you will find if you have an account at ActiveCampaign at their developer documentation, as well as you need an API key. And then right here I simply push the post data, and then I simply read the response just to see if everything is correctly set up. As you can see, it says returned, and then there's a bunch of debug data, but what we're interested in is the return result message. It says contact added. That's all that there is to it. I'm happy that a contact was added. I don't need the extra stuff. Great. That's pretty much it. Now, how do we actually go ahead and use it? Well, I've prepared an else if statement right here, which simply reads if I type /email add. And then basically the first thing is going to be the email. The other thing is going to be the first name. And then I know why this bugged out in the game. I also have to get rid of the second or the third argument. I simply join the rest, right? This is useful if somebody has more than just one word name. So if you are, say, John, Amy, Doe, right? Then John is the first name, and ActiveCampaign is going to categorize Amy Doe as the last name, because it does not really support middle names as far as I know. Great. So that's how you extract this from the command. And then you're all gonna do, type in email URL, and then add contact, email, first name, last name. The tag is really whatever you wish to. You can just say, I don't know, command, email command or whatever. And the list ID is what you find if you open up the navigation, and then if you can't see it, you have to actually show navigation. You go to lists, and then you simply open up any list, or you create a new list. And then in the URL right here, it says list ID equals to 14. So this is what we need to use. For example, 14 right here. And then once we're done, we can just actually get the response from the add contact method, and we can just tell the player the response. That's right. Let's go ahead. Let's test it out. Okie dokie, guys. Now if I type in email, send, and I type something, it's going to give me the error. If I type in sending email welcome, it's going to send us a beautiful email and even translate the player name to my username in Minecraft. How crazy is that? Now, if I want to add someone, it's going to give me help usage right here. So if I want to add myself, say Maciej, just like this one, and I hit enter, it'll say result contact added. And then if I reload this little email list that I have right here, it'll say Maciej test, and then the name, and then the tag. And you can of course hook it up with automation. You can add a new trigger when the tag email command is added, and then you can obviously send the user the email. So a couple of important extra things to remember when sending email. Number one, there is a big difference between promotional and transactional emails. This is not a legal advice, but the rule of thumb basically means any sort of ad, any sort of promotion, or offering to buy something, or new store sale, discount, these are classified as promotional emails. They have to have the link to unsubscribe, and people have to know that when they enter the email to your network that they're opting in. That's the rule of thumb. Obviously, this is not legal advice. Please refer to granular details, the country you're in and the country where players are coming from. But this is the rule of thumb. The other email type is transactional email. This means related to a specific transaction. If somebody purchases a rank, for example, then you may want to send them a confirmation email saying, hey, your transaction has been succeeded. They don't need to opt in, they don't need to give you permission to send them this email, and there's also no need to have an unsubscribe link at the footer. So just some things to keep in mind. Okay guys, that sums up the entire video. This is not about any marketing principles. This is not about how to scale your network. I just wanted to keep it strictly to coding because this is a Minecraft plugin development tutorial series. But if you do want to know how to actually use these strategies responsibly and how to scale your network, I invite you to join our training called Project Orion. Not only you're going to learn all the coding stuff that you need, even if you've never coded before, we're going to give you an entire Java training for free. There's also 7 weeks of content regarding how to build minigames, how to build custom systems such as custom enchantments, GUI, menu systems, ranking, statistic systems, how to send particles, animations, and a lot of good stuff, just as this video has to show, but we typically go 2 or 3 times as deep. And the best of all, twice a week, I jump on a live coaching call where you can actually unmute yourself, or you can just chat, and you can even share your screen and get your code reviewed live. And best of all, yes, I even help you to scale your network, talking about marketing, how to get players, how to understand their psychology a little bit, and how to make them stay, how to incentivize them to stay, how to motivate your players and stuff like that. Anyways, I'll leave the link to the course in the video description. And if you don't like it, there's a full 30-day money-back guarantee from the day you start coding. That can be up to 2 months later after you've enrolled with us. That's it for today. If you appreciated me putting a lot of time into this video, give it a nice thumbs up, comment below that you enjoyed it, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, because I release really cool and advanced videos every single week, and you're going to be learning a lot of very advanced and cool stuff with me. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.